Okay, so WUWA 2.3 slash anniversary is scheduled to be released April 29th, 2025. And on April 19th, they had the anniversary live stream, which resulted in a lot of mixed feelings. But first, let's talk about what was revealed in the live stream. So we'll start with the summary of the live stream itself, and then we talk about the bit of drama that came afterwards. So first, we got a new logo for the game's anniversary. Next, we got to see this nice little trailer showcasing the cute QB versions of the Resonators and Rovers. Afterwards, we get rickrolled by Shorekeeper. I'm pretty sure Kuro rickrolled us. And then Kuro also finally remembered that Kalkaro is a part of this game, so that's wonderful. We get to learn more about Zani. We find out she is a vigilante known by the streets as the Blazing Night Walker. Side note, I think I really like her convene animation. I think it's really nice. And then we get to see our idol animations, and of course, we get more combat animations of her. So Zani is a five-star gauntlet spectral character, and she battles with a giant shield that she then transforms into a claymore like weapon using her charged resonance skill. And then during her liberation, she pulls off her tie, kind of like Naname in Jujutsu Kaisen, and she enters something called the Inferno mode, which looks really, really cool. She's capable of triggering all spectral frazzle stats at once and converting them into energy for her Inferno mode. Unsurprisingly, she pairs really well with Phoebe. Our weapon is called the Blazing Justice, awaiting more info on its stats. Our companion story is also called Blaze in the Dark, and we see her navigating Renacita's underworld and dealing with the character of Talos. Next is the five-star pistol arrow resonator Sakona. She gives off very strong Irish vibes from her design to the traditional instrument that she plays. I don't want to mispronounce it, but I think it's called the bodhran or something like that. She's a performer, a musician, and her gameplay looks really interesting. She creates copies of herself to distract the enemy, and they stay on the field even if you switch out of her. And a pistol, a weapon, is called the Woodland Area, and it reminds me of another four-star pistol. Remember, we got a set of green-looking four-star weapons at one point. I don't remember the name right now. A companion story is called Your Summer Will Never Wither and involves of us dealing with some other shenanigans. In the anniversary event, the second coming of Solaris, we get to relive memories as cubes. Evil Abby has stolen the anniversary cake and we must get it back and defeat him in the combat event Cube, QB, and Cubic. Here we fight along cube versions of different resonators, and they support us with powers reflecting their original abilities. So we get to see some gameplay of this, and when we play through this mode, we pick three resonators and equip them with a cube resonator who acts kind of like an echo for this event. During this event, we'll also get an anniversary sigil. There's also a QB Derby event where we get 10 limited pulls and a new glider, as well as a phantom chest mimic. There's also going to be a photo collection event as well. Now let's talk banners. In phase 1, we're going to have Zani and the 4 stars Lumi, Tauchi, and Fedora Daddy. Of course, our weapon is also going to be available to pull. Then there's the separate anniversary banner where you have Jayan, Yinlin, Georgia, Zhang Liao, and Phoebe, as well as their weapons available for us to pull on. Now, this shares pity with the Zani banner and it's 50-50 just like the Zani banner. And then in phase 2, we have Sakona with Danjin, Yang Yang, and Mortify, as well as her weapon. And of course, there's another anniversary banner with Jinshi, Changli, Carlotta, Rokia, and Brandt, along with their weapons, and it's the same role 50-50, shares PT with the main limited banner, and this is where a lot of people had problems with the anniversary events, but we'll come back to this. During the live stream, there was a mistranslation where Solon is quoted as saying, "So flexible, very player friendly." But apparently, what he said was, "That's a lot of freedom, not bad, not bad." But him saying very player friendly in response to the banners was also caused a bit of a bit of drama in the community, let's say. There's yet another event that looks like some kind of old school film. You select a film and you play through it, and we get to use the whole familiar white cat's ultimate thing during the battle. I forget what it's called. And during this event, we can get a Phantom Crownless and a Nightmare Phantom Crownless Echo as well. There's also going to be 2 more tactical holograms, as well as another Phantom members rate that we can acquire. Next, we're getting the standard 7-day login with 5 standard pulls and 5 limited pulls, as well as another login event where we get 300 asteroids and the new modifier. We're going to get 5 of these things, and we use this to change the Echo main stats. Next, we get the return of the Lolo campaign. We should all be familiar with this event by now, and we'll get to see some stats as well on our accounts. So during the anniversary, we'll be able to check things like how many times we killed a boss or something like that. By the way, shout out to Verena. I really think she should sue for abuse of child labor laws because the amount of work this poor girl had to put in as the only Ila on a lot of people's accounts. Just much respect to Verena. The glider that we will be getting from the QB Derby event is called the Laureate, and it looks beautiful. I can't wait till we get it. Then we also get to see a demo for the modifier, and from what I can see in the demo, it only changes the main stat of a 4-cost echo. I really hope this works on 3-cost echoes as well, because getting a fusion damage bonus up on my glacial echo is beyond frustrating. Like, it really sucks getting another attribute on a echo that's supposed to be meant for like a different kind of attributes. Next, we get an amazing quality of life, which is there are no cooldown for bosses, which is very much appreciated. So now when farming, we don't have to wait for the boss to respawn. We can just keep going. So that's amazing. And then there's birthday blessings, where we get like a blessing from a resonator of our choice. We also get a cake, and we also get a crown that the rover can wear. And this crown is similar to like the mask we got, so the rover can equip it, and this is pretty cool as well. We also get a birthday song that we can put into the music echo guy in Renacita. But the radius for the songs played by this guy is not very large, but yeah, in his vicinity, you can play this birthday song. There is also an upgraded returnees event. So for players that haven't played in a while, there's this new event with new rewards. There's also this new feature called the glossary to help people understand the complicated terms in this game. There's so many of them. So you'll see a word light up, and then you click on it, and it gives you a breakdown of what that word means. So that should be very helpful. Then on the anniversary itself, we get 10 poles and an avatar for us to wear. There is also gonna be a reset of the top-up bonus in the shop. So once you make a purchase, you get double the amount. Next is the anniversary points exchange events, so that people can get the rewards of past events that they missed, which is so nice, very player friendly. Then what I'm sure a lot of people are excited for is the new skins for Changli and Carlotta, and their summer themed skins, but these are only going to be available in 2.4. Another quality of life, unfortunately only for PC players, is making game resources smaller in file size. Hopefully, this will be coming to mobile soon. Next, there's gonna be a photographer contest, and they revealed a new Cantarella figurine that's currently in development. So, what we have currently is just a prototype. They also revealed cute little QB figurines as well that are also going to become available at some point. And it's called Cube Stack and Play, which is, really great idea. Collectors will want to get all the cube of the resonators and stack them on top of each other. I would say the biggest announcement that they made, which is really, really cool, is an upcoming collaboration with CD Projekt Red. And it's going to be a cyberpunk edge runner slash Wuthering Waves collab. And this is, wow, amazing. I don't even know what it's going to look like, how this collaboration is going to come together. If they're going to introduce a character from cyberpunk into the game, or maybe it's going to be a skin. Either way, I'm so excited to see how this turns out, and it's going to be coming out next year, sometime in 2026. And that was it for the whole anniversary live stream. So all of this was all streamed on the 19th of April, and then due to the backlash of players being upset with the, let's say, lack of rewards, or mostly because of the banner situation, they put out a kind of post on Discord where players could file their complaints. But the same day that this thing came out on Discord, it was taken down. I guess too many people were trying to submit their complaints, so that ended up being taken down. And then on the 21st of April, there was a community post as well, and you can find it on Twitter and the YouTube channel. The post concluded with Kuro promising 10 Radiant Tides, 10 Forging Tides, and 10 Lustrous Tides as a login event on a date to be announced during the anniversary. As of editing, Kuro just added the release dates of the aforementioned rewards, and they will be on the 25th, the 26th, and the 27th of April, respectively. Okay, now I'm just going to be talking about my opinions on the whole controversy with the anniversary. So, Kuro has this reputation of being very generous, not just in Wuthering Waves, but their other gacha game, Punishing Grey Raven. So, for the anniversary, people were expecting a lot, understandably. Like, they gave us a free, powerful 5-star DPS in Zhangliao. They just gave it to us. And during the launch of the game, we had that free selector thing. And I think something a lot of people are not really forgetting to mention is that the reason why we got this free stuff was because Kuro had a not so favorable launch, let's see. And well, that's an understatement, but it was a bit of a disaster, and they were competing with Genshin Impact, so they had to do a lot to draw players in, to keep players playing. That's why they were really generous in the beginning, in my opinion. I'm not really surprised. I wasn't expecting them to keep up that same level of generosity moving forward with this game. People would say that, like, oh, but like in Punishing Grey Raven, that game is so old and they're still being very generous in that game. I'm like, yeah, but like we can see that they treat Wuthering Waves very differently. Wuthering Waves is, again, more similar to Genshin Impact, and we see that in the store. If you compare the prices in the store to the prices in Genshin, they have the same prices for the same amount of pools. Like, I feel like they're running Wuthering Waves very differently from Punishing Grey Raven, and they're understandably trying to make more profits with this game. Because I would assume, because this game probably costs a lot more to make and maintain. So I guess expecting them to be as generous as they were in the beginning during their launch is not very feasible. It's not surprising they're not as generous, but they set themselves up for the community backlash, I feel like, because they should have known that people at this point have really high expectations of them. People are expecting more from them based on what they gave us in the past. So for them to like cheap out on the rewards, it's a bit disappointing. And it's like it's a backlash they I'm sure they expected would come. Talking about the banner situation, it sucks. It's not very I don't even know what to say. The idea is really good, like giving players the opportunity to pull on characters they might have missed. So new players, returning players have the opportunity to get characters they might have missed. That's amazing. And for people who are trying to like get dupes of their favorite characters, having this opportunity to do that is great. But the problem is the pool situation, and this being an anniversary, this being a celebration thing. It would have made more sense if the anniversary banner was different, had a different kind of PT system compared to the limited banner. If it was like 70/30 or 80/20 or 60/40 rate instead of 50/50. If it was reduced pools, like maybe instead of 80 pools, you spend 40 pools to guarantee the character. Like something like this, instead of the banner being the same as the limited banner, 50/50, and then 80 pools, and then you have the weapon banners again, and then you have phase two with the same problem. They are definitely not giving us enough rewards for us to be able to utilize this feature, this banner, to its full extent. A lot of people are most likely gonna skip the anniversary banner and like just pull the new character of Zani, which then what would be the point of having the anniversary banner? Because a lot of us can't afford to like pull on the anniversary banner while also pulling on the new limited banner. It's really unfair. Then again, saying that this is unfair might be crazy. I can consider it's also crazy for me to think that way, because at the end of the day, this is a business, this is a company. They're just trying to make money. We shouldn't expect them to be super generous or to prioritize giving us what we want over making a profit, because they have bills to pay, they have employees to pay, they pay for their workspaces, their servers, all of this stuff. They need to turn a profit for their shareholders and all of this stuff. Making money is the most important thing to them as a company, and this having all these characters available at once would be a great way for them to make money, because there are going to be a lot of people that will be really desperate to pull on the anniversary banner, because they're worried about when next they'll see these characters again. They might swipe to be able to pull these characters. So it's also like, I think it's crazy for the community to expect Kuro to be so different and be so generous, because at the end of the day they're also just a business. But at the same time, people have this expectation of Kuro because of how generous they've been in the past. I think it's also important to mention that during the live stream, they also mentioned there are still more events and updates coming in. So we can assume there are still more rewards that are going to be coming during the anniversary. I've heard some people say maybe they are doing this intentionally, to get that whole the devs listen thing. So they'll do something they know the community won't appreciate, will complain about it, and then they'll fix it, quote unquote. But it's really what they intended to do from the very beginning. But it could also just be a situation where like they maybe expected us to give them some confidence that they would give us more due to their past record. So they expected us to be patient and wait for more rewards. That could also be a possibility. I think a lot of the disappointment with the anniversary event also has a lot to do with leakers. A lot of leak channels set this really high expectations of what people should expect for the anniversary, So people were looking at that and comparing it to the actual anniversary reveal, and they're angry because the information from the leakers doesn't match what Kuro ended up giving us, and that is not Kuro's fault. We shouldn't be looking at leak channels and what they're suggesting, and then putting that expectation on Kuro Games. Like that is not Kuro's responsibility. It's our it's people's fault for like looking at that and then expecting Kuro Games to match what the leakers are presenting. Like that's not Kuro's job to do. All this drama is really a shame because the live stream was amazing. It was really cool. You could see how much heart and love and excitement went into making it and producing it. So for all this backlash to come immediately afterwards, it's really a shame because they definitely put their heart into making that live stream. And look at all the events that are going to be in the game coming for the anniversary. Like there's so much to do that's coming. Like overall, I think this is a good anniversary event. Would we like more pools? Yes, of course. Even on a normal day, even if it wasn't like an anniversary or special event, we would want more pools either way. But I feel like with everything that's going to be coming, it's not as terrible a situation. With the more events that are yet to be announced, it'll probably be enough to get like if you're pulling for Zani, probably get Zani a weapon, maybe one of the anniversary banner characters, and might still have enough for phase 2 as well to get Saokona and her weapon, and maybe another character from the anniversary. So you won't be able to pull all the characters obviously, but I think we'll still have enough for people who've been playing finishing up Renacita map, farming that area. We'll definitely have quite a good amount of pools for this anniversary. Overall, I am excited for the coming update. There are so many events and quality of life improvements that it's difficult not to be excited. Like we should still praise the things they've done right, and it's okay to also criticize the things you wish they could have done better. But there's also a difference between like criticizing, giving a full criticism versus being entitled or harassing the company. So I hope people are being mindful of that and they're not like going all out harassing Kuro, because I've heard people threatening to like review bomb the game, which is a ridiculous and extreme reaction to take to this whole thing. They have put in a lot of work and they did their best to make this whole thing a celebration of everything we've accomplished together as a community. So to threaten them with review bombing because they didn't give out the rewards we were expecting is insane. I think Kuro Games is definitely working towards making this an anniversary that everyone would love. And I know that, again, like they said, there's going to be even more events and probably even more rewards coming later down the line. So I think people should just focus on celebrating this milestone and let's patiently wait to see how Kuro Games further improves and responds to the community's feedback. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me yap about this whole hullabaloo. I hope to see you guys again in another video and stay happy and blessed. Goodbye.